So we are back in Sunset Valley for another renovation. I'm always hesitating a bit with that word when it's a lot with a rabbit hole building. So I'm going to do the City Hall. I'm going to start on City Hall, to be more precise, because it's just been bothering me, the tile there. It's a bit too yellowish. And I really want to start on the building, but I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do there. So I don't know when it's going to be done, but I can at least start on it and have the main building there. And then if I want to add other structures there, maybe I can do that later. But yeah, so let's check it out in Edit Town first. So City Hall, 333 Main Street. The size is 48 by 64. Okay, so it's pretty large. Like the width is pretty big. 48. Is it as big as? Okay, so this one is narrower. Okay, so it's wider. Okay. So the before tour is going to be pretty quick because there is nothing much there. I don't think you can even see inside. You know, there are curtains, weirdly enough, everywhere. And so mostly there is that design here on two of the corners, like on the two crossroads corners. So I think it was pretty similar here before I did the park. So maybe do something a bit the same thing there and have more of a grassy area instead of tiles there. The other one is there. I might also change the trees and go a bit more with that type of tree. The staircase here to the grand staircase might be a tad too large, and I'm thinking I might do, instead of having also two staircases on the side like that, instead have a direct access, so a slope, an incline, so that there is an easier access, and then there can be bike racks over there, because when they are protesting the SIMS, they usually go there, I think. And so I like to leave that area accessible, but maybe have the staircase area a bit narrower and the retaining wall up to there. So there is not a hole there. We can, let's spy. Okay. That would be a neat hiding spot, actually. a bit claustrophobic, but okay. Oh, that would be cool for dogs and cats. So then the main entrance is very grand and very tall. I don't remember actually that must be the regular size for a door. So with that, it makes it look so much bigger, taller. So the building I'm going to do is going to be way smaller, and need to have sort of tower. I don't have the big clock, so I cannot. I'll see what I can do to have that same effect. Something that can be a callback to that tower there. I really like that too. The railing there. Oof, going to be difficult to replicate. Do not have that either. So, without store items, it's even more difficult because I'm thinking of a few that I could have used there, but let's go without. Let's go without. In the back there is nothing, and it's still somewhat large. You know, see there the edge of the lot here, so the lot goes from there to there. So I might use that to have a garden, or we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Might depends on how going to work on the outside today. On the staircase first, and then on the outside of the building to see what I can do there, how it's going to look like, what I can work with for the inside. And it might be as large here, but if I do that, I might try to replicate the building in a smaller scale and have maybe room for other structure on the side. We'll see. I'm wondering a bit more about what I can do to have a sort of tower there. There isn't much to be used, so maybe I can do something with constraint for elevation, but it's going to take a bit to see what can be. I'll see. Because with Dragon Valley, that item from that world where there's a sort of spire that I could have added there. I might do that with the flag mast. I think there is one without the flag too, but maybe I can have the one with the flag since it's City Hall. That's the ideas for the first draft. Let's see how it goes. So, starting with the stairs and the tiles. There. So I made the hue a bit darker so that it would match the sidewalk there. I'm not that fond of the coloring of the sidewalk, but since it's the one that is everywhere, that's the tile I've used the most. I think in town I might change when it's not close to the sidewalk, to the street, I might change those tiles when they are, for instance, in the park. I've used the same hue, and I'm thinking I might go a bit more grey so that it's not, because it's with the green, I don't know, the overall rendering is, I don't know. To sum it up, it's if I could change the sidewalk everywhere in town in the set file, I would have done that and made it somewhat more grey. But that's just my preference, so that's why I might change the tiles when they are on a lot, like the park. So, the building, what have I done? I'm trying to remember because I filmed that a few weeks ago, so I did some bulk filming, as I had family coming over for, some of them stay a whole week, so I wanted to spend some time with them, so I did some bulk filming, and now I'm kind of bulk recording the voiceover to the different voiceovers for the different videos. So I'm trying to remember if I've done something specific there. So I've used a lot constraint for our elevation to have the different levels there while using, because you are limited to 5 levels, but here I need to have different ones because there is that big tower in the middle, and so I made that part higher on upper levels so that would be that tower. And at first, so I kept the rabbit hole in the background, the rabbit hole building in the background, so that I had that the general idea of what type of building I was going to have there. Since it's a makeover, so I wanted to stay as faithful as I could to the main build, to the original building. And then I think it's going to be in the finishing touch for that video that I did. So here I'm having 2 different columns there, so that there is they are bulkier, and at the same time there is that base there. So try to have the best of 2 very different columns there to have a new column there, and that one that would look a bit more like the original ones on the rabbit hole building. So here doing the tower in the middle, so it's that different levels there, so playing a bit with construction floor elevation. And that's also where I did that roof, that dome roof. So a bit later in the finishing touch, I think, I did, so here the rabbit hole building, the roof area is actually rather flat. There are not different levels except for the tower, of course, but it's the same, and it's pretty large. And at first I did that, except for around the tower, and then at the end I was thinking that it looked too flat, so I added a freeze level in the part in the middle, the main part, let's say, and left the two wings one level lower. So that will be at the end, in the finishing touch, because I did that afterward. So a few things I did afterward, and some of them I did after having filmed that first part. And for instance, I had forgotten to add, here I'm trying to find something to replace the clock. So I wasn't sure, I tried different things, and I ended up using the fire hose here as a clock, because there was that clock here, but it's too small, and also I can't get rid of the base, the fact that it's floor length one, and so instead I'm using just that fire hose there and a light, and I'm going to pretend it's a clock here. Didn't find anything better, but if you have ideas, don't hesitate, let me know. I'm going to rearrange the building a bit later. So I haven't done the interior yet, but I'm thinking of having the police station there, and so there's going to be a waiting room, a waiting venue part, and I've placed it already, the rabbit hole building. What is it called? A vault of antiquity, I think, from Supernatural. So it's a neat little building. So I've placed it in the back of the lot, where I've done another. Well, there is a back entrance, and I've done another sort of esplanade there, because I wasn't sure of what to do for the landscaping. If I would go the parkway. I mean, having a park there, but there is that big park, the festival grounds just across the street, so maybe not. And at the same time, it's such a big lot, and so we're thinking that maybe there could be like pathways there, and also added that parking area. It's not on the footage either, but I've added afterwards police cars, so after wrapping up that video. So the lot is still not done today, but I've added a few things. So it's actually fuller than what you're going to see during the tour on that video. So I'm not, for now, thinking of adding any other structures there, but if you have ideas, don't hesitate to let me know. Also, since there is a park across the street, I'm not thinking of having it too developed there, but for inside, I'd like to have, so I've said, a wedding hall, maybe the courthouse, and for now I'm thinking also having the police station there, so nothing too big, but I should be able to squeeze in a few things that they can use with open career. Also, so for the political career, so that's where I've placed the rabbit hole rug for now. And for the political career, a few offices so that they can work the political career. So here I'm adding the freeze level in the middle of the building, so that there is one more level. So that it's not too flat. It was a bit too flat, even though the original one is flat, but yeah, I like it better that way. Okay, so that's it for that first part of making over City Hall. Quick tour of the lot for now. Well, not really for now, I've changed a few things since then. But yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so overview. So I've actually placed the vault of antiquity in the back, but as you can see the lot is still quite big. So the main building is there, and that's where there are going to be there are already a few rooms there, and the main hall, and there's steps to go in the two different wings. And I've got a few rooms to decorate here. The back door and the two staircases leading to the second floor, so where those might be bathrooms, and then two big rooms on the side. Might change the layout inside, but that's how it looks for now. So that's it for that video. Don't know when I'll do the second part for that lot. Might be in a bit, because I've started on other lots. Next week should be at least one episode. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make two, but I'm currently editing Romper Recreation Park. It's going to be a weird one, because I've done part of it with my 4 nephews. Actually chimed in there. It was very fun to do, not that fun to edit though. But that will be for the next video. I'll see you then. À bientôt!